actually. Kind of wondering how the sound's going to be, because there's like quite a bit of background noise, do you know what I mean? And like, because this isn't like hasn't got any special mic, it might start picking up on that kind of stuff. So I might keep it quite close if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm known for the first time walking down Denmark Street. This would have been about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I was with the rest of my band, and there were these guys just walking down the street. There was Lewis, and he had like his guitar slung over his back. And there was Zach, and he had like his sort of drum kit strapped to some kind of BMX or to some kind of like, like shopping trolley or cart or something. And we sort of stopped them, and we were like, "Who are you guys?" And they were like, "We're known." And I was like, "Yeah."
We got one more song for you.
I spend a lot of time here now, and I guess a lot of, maybe the graffiti's gone, or maybe it's being sort of cleaned up quite a lot. But no, I was aware of the known pieces, and every now and again you'd go over a track, and there'd be like some obscure building with like some empty platform on top where there'd be a piece and stuff, but it was all over the place. He's such an artist, he customises everything. His guitars, I've seen about 3 different guitars he's kind of like put together, or he's customised, because Known played a couple of times on Eel Pie Island, which is where we used to have parties a few years ago. He turned up one time, I think because we'd invited the Noisettes to come and play, and Known came along with them, and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool, I remember you guys," and they set up, and I was just like, whoa, I'd never seen them play before, and I was just like, it was just mad. They played for about 2 hours. It was just this box room. It was like smaller than this room we're in. It was like sort of like probably like 10 foot by 10 foot, and everyone was just crowded around them, like like looking down at them, and they were just there like sweating away, just going into the night. As he does, like chewing it in behind his head, and it was just, it was mad. And there was a friend of my dad's who was there, and he was just like, "This is the closest thing I've seen to like a fucking 60s happening," and I was there. And like, this is the closest thing he saw, and I thought that was great. Like, there's no mistaking, like whether or not it's known, because just even if they tried to write a pop song, it would sound like Known, because they've all got such unique ways of playing. They put on a show, but they don't show off. They don't. They don't like, their music's not about little licks and about little, oh, did you see that, oh, did you see that? It's about the whole thing.
the city that impressed him down your new cross. A child of tear for a broken glass. He was pushed by the beast and dug from northwest you to the southeast. From the hell that is earth, from the land of the lost and the snow.
You know, and he talks about where he comes from, and he talks about you know, themes which also exist in his art, you know, and I think that's really interesting as well. There is a real sort of relationship between the visuals, which you associate with him, and then the music. You know, the two tie together very well. You know, it's a very urban sound. You shouldn't have to play to the converted.
Yeah.
And I think Known are like the epitome of that. They play to anybody, and they do that by playing anywhere. And you know, not just in indie clubs on a Saturday night. They'll fucking play literally, you know, whenever and wherever they want. I wouldn't really ever see them in the kind of like in the sort of, you know, the indie world or whatever. I wouldn't want to, you know, because they're you know, they're better than that. They're so different to that. You know, they live in their own, totally in their own kind of sphere, really. It's a kind of world which I really enjoy kind of like visiting into. They are everything unto themselves. They don't need any sort of like outside force to kind of raise them onto a plateau, because they're there.
Woo!